there's nothing I can do. It's only me against the whole feminism war by the sounds of it.
I would be more than happy for there to be grid girls if there were also women driving Formula 1 cars.
Grid girls have become the latest models in sport to be cut, after an outcry from the feminist movement resulted in Formula 1 terminating their contracts. In 2015, we saw the Sun Page 3 girls get banned, and now darts walk-on girls and grid girls have had the same fate. Former grid girl NikkiLee lives in London and is one of thousands of women who has lost their jobs as a result.
When I first started grid girling, I absolutely loved it. Loved it in the sunshine, getting a nice cheeky tan, loving life. When I heard about the potential ban of grid girls, I kind of expected it because as the years have progressed, work in that area has gone less and less and less, unfortunately. It's got to the point where people can't be themselves, can't be happy, can't express how they want to be. So I kind of did expect it. I'm noticing that other aspects in the work that I'm doing are cutting more and more girls, which I think is absolutely horrendous.
I met with Dr. Nancy Roberts, a self-proclaimed feminist who is very much involved with the movement and the fight for equality. She expressed what the history of feminism means to her.
For me, feminism is really about equality of opportunity for everyone. So obviously, the roots of feminism come from women fighting for the vote, women fighting for equal access to healthcare, to work, all of those things. But essentially, I kind of take the view that if you think we should all have the same opportunities in life, regardless of whether we're men or women, then to me you're a feminist.
The fact that people are saying that it's all this feminism shizzle that's kind of cancelled this is quite sad. I don't understand why you just can't do what you want to do in life. Like, why do you have to be bullied into doing what they want to do? It's different when guys do it, when you get butlers in the buff and things like that. Oh, that's all right. You've got geese with these little tight buns hanging out. That's okay. But then I stood there in an all-in-one catsuit, all-in-one, covered to the neck. No, too sexy, too this, too that. And it's like, I don't get their mentality. I just think it's very sad. With the grid girl side of things, you'd get a contract with a certain car company or a sponsor, and you knew you were set for like 2-3 years. But now, it's like you're every week you're checking to see if they're sort of, obviously being self-employed, you're checking what's coming up all the time, and it's just that absolute ball ache of having to be panicky of what's to come.
There are complexities around some of the issues, particularly around how women use their bodies, I think. So, if you think about sort of Victoria's Secret models or, grid girls, whoever it might be, they might be incredibly successful. What concerns me about that is that there is still a power dynamic going on there. So, for example, if you think of grid girls, I would be more than happy for there to be grid girls if there were also women driving Formula 1 cars, and I felt like both options were open to all women. But they're not. The reality is that we've never had a female Formula 1 driver in any country in the world, and there is no evidence to suggest that they can't do it. The Formula 1 drivers are all men, and they're the kind of heroes, the stars, the ones everyone wants to talk about and meet and whatever. The grid girls are the kind of decoration. For me, it's about if you've got women doing one thing, which is very much sexualised, and then doing something else which is very much active and sort of valued, that's where the problem lies. So, if we had grid men and female Formula 1 drivers and everybody had a free choice about that, I would feel completely that's okay for everyone to get on with what they want. I think it's a problem when we're channeling people down different paths because of their gender.
I wanted to get a male's perspective on the banning of grid girls and found Dr. Pullen. He too identifies as a feminist and specialises in sexuality within the workplace.
I do see the rights of people to do what they want to, but I also see sometimes those messages are diminutive to others. So I'm ambivalent about those choices because I think sometimes it's an individual's choice, but I also see it might have ramifications for role modelling of identities, which could be problematic. So I do see there's a double edge to that. People are objectifying their bodies for a commodity. Obviously, in many instances, that might be perfectly appropriate if it's a means of making money. But it's also in a world where it's a lot controlled by men, maybe that's not such a good thing necessarily. So I don't think necessarily having a lot of female racing drivers would necessarily make grid girls any more appropriate. Even if you have a balance of male and female sexual objects, they still could be coded as hegemonic or sort of problematic to challenge diversity. So, you know, I think even if you have male grid boys, it isn't necessarily politically appropriate.
NikkiLee told me about the jobs that she has had to take up now in order to make up for her loss of earnings, and what she believes the ban on grid girls might mean for the future.
The jobs that I'm having to do now are kind of like hostessing. I work at certain arenas, I do football work, I do promotions, but it's not as glamorous or as well paid as what Grid Girl was. The knock-on effect, I believe, I think it's already with the wheels in motion, is the magazines. Years ago I was doing Fast Car, Max Power, Loaded, FHM, Nutsu. All of them have gone. All the magazines are gone. It's all online, it's all old content, it's all free photos, and I do believe it's all kind of spiralled out of control with all this getting rid of the girls. It's just very sad how it's kind of progressed into that. I do believe feminism's taken away my choice. I think it's disgusting, really. Like, I don't get what I do affects someone else in that. If you don't like what we do, don't watch, don't go to them. Like, what is your problem? I would love to see, maybe even if it's just once a year, that they do let girls do their job, like at a nice big car show, like all looking their best, all looking pristine. But I think we all know it's done and dusted. Just going to be stood there with a rain mac on trying to be sexy, and that's about it. Pack a mac with an umbrella. I just wish people could just let everyone get on and do what they want to do and what they're comfortable with.
Is feminism fighting for equality or becoming oppressive? With page 3 girls, walk-on girls and now grid girls gone, who will be next in line to face the cut?